Damn it, next time, Remington, would you bring some people? All right. So thank you guys for coming. We have a special treat for you this evening. I have one more performer. She's a classic dame. You guys have been an awesome audience. Leah Woody is a graduate of my first seminar that we did in February, March. And she's going to do a little, she actually just Sunday performed at the Funny Bone in Richmond. She's going great, gangbusters. She's kicking ass. Ladies and gentlemen, classic dame, Leah Woody.
Everyone. Yeah, after just 4 months, Johnny Mac's comedy seminar, you can be scared shitless in front of 300 people opening for a national act. It was awesome. But thanks for coming tonight. I have a little something I'd like to share with you. I know it's probably too much information, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Last week, I think I may have had the best sex I've had in a really long time. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I know everyone thinks that they're really great in bed, but I don't want to brag. But I'm going to take all the credit for this one because I was the only one there. Yeah, it is. I took myself out to dinner, I got myself drunk, took myself home, turned on the music in the living room. Least I could do was put out, you know. If I'd known Remington was so ready and willing, I wouldn't have spent so much on dinner. You know, every time I do a joke like that, I think to myself, God, I wish my parents were here. You know, they would love that joke. My mom would she would probably really like that joke because when I first started doing comedy, she would interrogate me. She'd be like, well, what's your inspiration? You know, what do you write jokes about? Who is inspiring you? What do you do? Tell me what you're doing. You know, and finally, I was broken down. I was like, all right, Mom, listen, I'm just going to tell you the way it is. I haven't invited you to a comedy show because all of my jokes are about my sexual promiscuity and drug use. And she looked at me and she goes, oh, thank God. I thought all your jokes were about me. How weird is that? Why would all my jokes be about my mother? You know, that's the weirdest thing ever. I realized there was a time in comedy history where yo mama jokes were a really funny thing. There is a very good reason why my mama jokes never really took off, you know? Like, I'd be like, my mama's so fat, I hope it's not hereditary. You know? It would never go over. My mom's really awesome, though. She has, ever since I've been single, she has been trying to help me out, trying to give me ideas, things I should do to, like, meet people. And she cut out an article out of a magazine that was called something like, How to Meet Your Mate at the Meat Market. It was like how to meet someone at a grocery store. I did not realize this is something that people did. You actually would go to the grocery store and try to meet someone. So I read, I bet it is, you know, because I read this article. It sounded really tricky. Like the first thing you have to do is go to a really high-end grocery store. Okay, you want to go to like Whole Foods, maybe Harris Teeter. You know, you don't want like a Kroger guy, you know. The next thing you gotta do is you gotta dress like you just went to the gym. But you can't be sweaty at all. Your hair's got to be perfect, and your makeup's got to be nice, but you got to be wearing, you know, gym clothes. I've seen these women at the grocery store, haven't you? You're like, you are all pretty, and you're wearing your yoga clothes. It doesn't look like you just came from the gym. And you have all those frozen foods, so I really don't think you're going to the gym after you leave here. Now I'm on to them, you know? And when it really comes down to it, it's what you put in your cart. That's what's really important. What you put in your cart defines you, okay? So I recommend getting a handbasket. It looks like, you know, you're single and living by yourself. And then, you know, the article suggested that I get something that made me look healthy yet fun. Like 3 bananas and a filet mignon and a 6-pack of Heineken. And then it all dawned on me. I'm like, that is why I've never met anyone at the grocery store. Like, I shop at Kroger and Food Lion, you know, I'm that girl, and I go there like after kickboxing when I'm really all sweaty. And the last time I was at the grocery store and I met someone that was cute, I think I was buying like a whole cart full of PBR and like a bag of Cheetos that I was already eating out of. And like a home pregnancy test just sort of tucked in the chin. In my defense, the Cheetos were for my roommate. They definitely weren't for me. Yeah. But so I decided that, you know, trying to meet guys at the grocery store wasn't going to work for me. I prefer online shopping anyway, like Match.com. It's the best online shopping site there really is, you know. I was on there for a little while, not because I'm desperate to meet someone, but because my mother is desperate for me to meet someone and thought it'd be a great Christmas gift. I said, thanks, Mom. So I went out with one guy that I met on there. He was very nice. We had a good time. We went out to a restaurant, and he had this way of making me feel like the most beautiful girl in the room had just walked by. Like I was like, come on, buddy, like I'm trying to match his gaze and he just keeps wandering. He had like a wandering torso, you know? Yeah, it wasn't so good. But the thing is, I wish Match.com had a whole section for bad guys, because I've always been attracted to bad guys. When I was 16, it was like the guy with a motorcycle, smoked cigarettes, was in a band, loved that guy. Now that I'm 30-ish, I still like bad guys, but they're guys who make bad financial decisions. I don't know what it is. That's not what I go out looking for. I somehow always find them. I'm like, what? You're in grad school? Really? So, tens of thousands of dollars in student loans? Really? Philosophy, huh? I'm not gonna graduate? No? Oh, I like you. I don't know why. I like you so much. Wait a second, 17.9% interest? That's what you're paying on your credit card? Oh my god, I want you so bad. You know? Oh, you don't have health insurance either? I think I love you. Yeah. Well, so, my mom also gave me some other advice. She said, well, why don't you join a club or an organization, you know, some sort of group where you can meet other nice young gentlemen who aren't bad guys. So I thought, okay, I think she meant Sierra Club, something like that. Instead, I joined the Charlottesville Comedy Roundtable. I did. There's so many guys in the Charlottesville Comedy Roundtable. Only a few ladies, only a few. And they're awesome, you know, but it's never gonna work out. They're really sweet, they're really funny, but I mean, I'd never sleep with any of them. Again, you know. Wouldn't do it. But okay, so I want to sum this up. Little advice to my new comedian friends who are in the class this semester, and my new comedian friends who are going to be in the class in future semesters. Andrew was right, Remington was right, comedy is a lot like sex. It's true. It's true. But it's not just because the more you do it, the better you get at it, you know, or like it's really scary at first, but then it gets a lot easier. There are also some really striking similarities, you know? Like, when you get a show, it's basically the same as having sex. You get told, you're gonna get like 5 to 7 minutes to really show me your best.
Yeah!
Oh my God, all we're working with here.
Yeah!
Yeah, like in this case, Johnny Mac told me I could have exactly 10 minutes. In this business, we call that a hard 10. I was like, oh, thanks, Johnny Mac, a hard 10. I'm glad you offered that up. And also, you see a little red light like that one? You're being videotaped. You should know that. Yeah, and you can watch that video. You might like the way you look, but don't watch it with the sound on because no one ever believes that's the way they sound. You know? Yeah, but really, when it comes down to it, you may realize that you did your best work.
Yeah.
In your living room, drunk, after a nice dinner, practicing by yourself. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it.
Leah Woody, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for being here. These guys have done so wonderfully. Let's bring them back up on stage. Come on, everybody. Ricky Repass, Leah Woody, Sean Howard, Ian Freeman, Red Foster, Andrew Nielsen, Peter Grogan, Remington Donovan. Thank you guys for being a wonderful audience. Behold the graduates. You can keep up with our exploits on CVilleComedy.com, so just check us out for all the latest coming up, good time, funny stuff. Thanks again for coming, you guys. Have a good night. You can hang out here till 12. We got the room till 12, so chill out if you like.